Hi guys, welcome back to this video. In case you're new here, my name is Kendi, and today, as from the title, we'll be preparing some pork. So I have the pork itself there, and I have some spices. That's ginger, that's turmeric, we have some salt and garlic, and then I have some dhania stalks there. We have some tomato, actually those are 2 tomatoes. We have some green pepper, and then I have the dhania leaves, and finally we have our onion there. We won't be using oil because, as you can see, it's pork. Naturally pork is oily. I find it not necessary to add some. So what I'm going to do is add the pork, the cooking pot. Let me get a wooden spoon. Really love this small one, and we can cook on its own. So we're going to give this a few minutes. I'll just add the dhania stock so that we can cook with that flavor. I'm not going to add oil, just like that. So we're going to give this a few minutes, let it cook. Remember, at this point, you're going to use low heat. So stir it a little bit, especially if you're not using a non-stick. Don't just take it. I'm going to stir this a little bit to ensure the stalks go in well. As you can see, it's already producing its own fluid, so this is a good sign. Just let it cook until it almost dries up, like the fluid almost dries up. Don't add anything fast. So we're going to give it a few minutes, or rather seconds, like 30 seconds, before we add the next ingredient. As you can see, the water is almost draining. It's almost sticking. So I'm going to add the spices first, all of them. And at this point, I can only say, if you love more spices, go ahead and use what you're comfortable with, and then you stir again. I'm doing. I've stirred everything and all the spices actually, and then we're going to add the green pepper, as you can see, and then this is followed by the onions, and then we stir again. Don't add water fast, stir until everything is. And remember, we're still cooking on low heat. So at this point, I'm going to add some water, approximately like 3 tablespoons, not a lot, because still, just don't want it. You see, it's not a lot of water, like 3 tablespoons. And you're going to let this cook, still on low heat. So this is how it looks. Don't have a lot of fruits. So what we're going to do, I'm going to add some tomatoes. And then I prefer to have these big tomatoes because I'm going to let them cook complete. I'm going to let this cover. If at this point your food is slightly sticking, you can add a little water, but since mine is still okay, it's not dry completely, I'm just going to let it be. But don't add a lot of water. Maybe like just a little water to ensure that it doesn't stick, but not enough water to make it stew, because when you do that it will be tasteless. So just a little water to ensure it doesn't stick, because if you look in it, you can see it still has some fluids. So we're going to let the tomatoes cook. So let's cover our food and we let it cook. So once it starts like cooking, when they're halfway done, that is the tomatoes, mix everything. So we'll have this with the green vegetables and ugali. Actually, you can do this to crush the tomatoes. This is why I was saying you don't need to add a lot of water, because when the tomatoes cook, they make some soup as they cook. So this is how it is. So what I'm going to do, because it's ready, you can see we've crushed like all the tomatoes, and I don't want it to dry like completely. So what I'm going to do is turn off the heat of the fire. So once we turned off the heat, I'm going to add the coriander leaves or the dania leaves, and then, you know the drill, we cover this and let it cook with the steam.